And welcome back to Sports Weekly on IEMG. I am your host, Pep Fernandez. We got some big time high school football coaching news to pass along and an exclusive interview coming up. But first, we want to give a shout out to some guys from the city of San Bernardino who are headed to the National Football League. We just had the NFL draft, and shortly after, we had a couple guys sign as free agents. That's Caleb Hayes from BYU and San Gorgonio. Caleb Hayes headed to the NFL. Congratulations to him. He's taken his talents to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And how about Tyreek Jones, another San Gorgonio guy who played at Boise State. Tyreek Jones headed to the Tennessee Titans as a free agent. And finally, a Cajon football star who played at Texas A&M and then the University of Washington Huskies, Jeremiah Martin. He is headed to the Cleveland Browns. Congratulations to all three guys taking their talents to the NFL. Well, Caleb Hayes and Tyreek Jones, a couple San Gorgonio guys who actually played at San G when Chris Chaddick was an assistant football coach there. Well, Chris Chaddick is going home. He is going back to San Gorgonio after 4 great seasons with Indian Springs, going 18 wins and 17 losses in his 4 seasons. They won a Mountain Valley League title in that shortened COVID season. Then he also helped the Coyotes not only punch their ticket to the playoffs for the first time ever, but go all the way to the CIF Southern Section Division 14 semifinal. So it was a great 14 seasons for the Coyotes under head coach Chris Chaddick. But now he's going back to his alma mater. He is going to San Gorgonio, and he calls this his dream job as he takes over for Rich McClure at San G. The former Spartan, Chris Chaddick, says he's got big expectations for this San Gorgonio squad. Can't wait to get his hands dirty and get in there and try to relive some of those magical moments he had at San G when he was an assistant coach, including what you're looking at right here. That was that 2016 season in which San G won a CIF Southern Section Championship with, well, guys like Caleb Hayes and Tyreek Jones, who are now going to the NFL. Here is head coach Chris Chaddick on San Gorgonio.
It's amazing. It's the best feeling in the world. To go to a place where I graduated from, played. I still know the teachers, the athletic director, Coach Beta was my physics teacher in high school when he was actually teaching physics, an ASB teacher. A lot of people I went to school with are teachers there now. I have friends that are counselors. I mean, it feels like a homecoming. It feels like going back into your own neighborhood because everybody knows your name, kind of like Cheers. It's a great place to be.
Well, listen, I know you were happy at Indian Springs. You had the program going in the right direction. John Chamberlain, the athletic director, is one of the best guys in the entire IE. But I feel like there's certain jobs out there that you just can't help yourself but, be interested in. And, of course, having gone to San G, you graduated from San Gorgonio, and you were an assistant coach there when they won a CIF title in 2016. So, obviously, if there was that one job out there that opened up, it was San G that you might be interested in.
Well, first and foremost, before anything, I just want to thank the administration, the staff, and the students at Indian Springs. The kids were wonderful. It's because of the buy-in that I had the opportunity to go back home. I'd like to thank John Chamberlain for taking a gamble on me when I might not have been the popular choice. But you know what? The gamble paid off. We've had 3 winning seasons in a row when they had never had a winning season, league title, semifinals appearance, sent 9 kids to colleges. And we've done everything we could do here, and that was because Chamberlain took that risk. But yeah, going back to your original question, I had actually an opportunity to leave last year, and I didn't because it just wasn't the right fit. And I love Indian Springs. It was a great spot. But when I found my alma mater was opening and, some calls were made and some, things transpired, I had to take a look at it. It's special to have the chance to go back home. I love San Bernardino through and through, but it's a little more because, I bleed the black and blue through and through because I know the history. I remember 1989, watching the CIF championship game, the first one in Sanjay history at the Angel Stadium with Ron Rivers and Chris Hayes. And, I love Pito. Pito was actually my neighbor growing up. Chris Hayes, who had a stint with the Jets and the Packers and won a Super Bowl with them. I wanted to be a Spartan ever since I could, was old enough to remember sports. You remind them of the tradition, you remind them of the history, you remind them of what the standard is. And I want to thank Ron Geringer for hiring me on his staff, his initial staff. I have nothing but love for Ron. Ron is like a father figure to me. I love Coach G. That's my dude. He's one of the guys that challenged me to go out and get better so that I could become a head coach. So, I have a great debt of gratitude to Coach D. So, it's just going to start with connecting with the kids. I have a saying, a lot of correction and connection. We say family, forget about me, I love you. Like, they're going to know our tenets. They're going to know, to communicate, to take action, to be respectful, to bleed excellence. They're gonna know this. They're gonna know that the standard is the standard. Like, it may sound crazy and it may sound cliche, like bringing out all the, but you know what? If you live by your credo, you live by your standard, that's where it starts. And you take it everywhere with you, in the classroom, in the community, with your parents. The cupboard is not bare there. There is talent. There's great facilities there, and an A1 athletic director in Matt Maida. And all it takes is just a little fine tuning. It's not like we've got to like gut everything and it's hopeless and it's this revamp. No, there's a lot of positives there. It's just a little tinkering, just changing a couple small things here and there, and paying attention to the little details, the little minutia, and connecting those relationships, building those relationships with the kids. Because once you build those relationships, you can know all the X's and O's in the world. I mean, you could be, the greatest guy in the world. I mean, the greatest tactician in the world, but if you can't garner the respect of the players, it doesn't matter.
Congratulations to Coach Chaddick for the new gig at San Gorgonio, and Indian Springs didn't waste long to name a new head football coach. It's assistant Marcus Williams taking over for the Coyotes. He's also the head track and field coach at Indian Springs, and we're hoping to have him on our next show on Sports Weekly. Looking forward to that. When we come back here on this episode, we'll talk a little basketball with Dominique Daniels, the star from San Bernardino Valley College, going to CBU. That's next here on Sports Weekly on IEMG.